Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. It is 6:47 a.m. It is Sunday. It is the 30th of April, 2017. And why do I have this thing right here in front of my face? I've had a lot of comments of late saying things like, hey, you should get a microphone. I've been using one, and it's here, so I'm showing you. It's got the pop screen, boom arm. It's an AT2020 USB microphone. It was given to me by a very kind subscriber slash commenter way back about the first 6 months of my channel, and that was really awesome. He sent that to me, and I've been using it since, and people have said, well, you should use a microphone. Well, I got one. It's just my computer is really loud. I mean, you can hear it right now. That's not because this thing is picking up super quiet noise. That is like an air conditioner going off all the frickin' time. It is super loud. It's a case that the case is about 15 years old. It had belonged to a computer that was a friend of mine online from, boy, over 10 years ago. But he was getting a new computer and he sent me his old one. And so I used that, and then when I upgraded, we just took out all the insides and put the new computer parts inside the old case. So it's the old case with the old fans, and like some of them are like 15 years old, and I know at least one of them is locked up tight. It doesn't do anything anymore, and I'm sure the other ones are, they make lots of noise because they're older. I need a new case because that is loud. You hear that, it's not because this is super sensitive, which, you know, it's super sensitive, it's a nice mic, but it's because that is like an air conditioner going off right now. It's loud, and this is after I blew the dust out. I mean, I've got a loud computer, which is weird too, because it's got water cooling for the CPU. It's just the fans that I have are old and loud. So thumbs up on that. Past that, I just wanted to explain why this was here, just showing that yes, in fact, I am using a microphone. I used to, way back before this was sent to me, I used just the mics and the webcam, and they're not good mics. They're good for what they are, you know, for what they are. And occasionally this thing, my software for the webcam, will incorrectly choose the wrong mic, and so like it'll say, hey, use this one, and it'll use the webcam mic, and then it does sound really bad, and then it's bad because it's cheap mic and not because it's picking up that. I mean, that doesn't help, but so I don't know what I'm going to do. I need a new case. I need the new fans. It needs to be not as loud. And I have to take an air compressor and blow the dust out of that thing I got to make it every 2 months. When I had blown the dust out of this thing again, it had been 3, and it was pretty bad, and especially in like the graphics card. I got to make that every 2 months because, oh boy, I already accidentally killed the power supply once in it because I didn't blow the dust out for 3 months. So, yeah, they're kind of sensitive, aren't they? I better blow the dust out of my consoles, too. I got them over here. I'm pretty sure that's why my PS3 had the yellow light of death, because it had lasted through so much. In fact, I'd had it on a little standing table, and we'd had 2 Papillon dogs, and they went running through, knocked into the table. The PlayStation 3 went flying 4 feet and slammed into a concrete base for our natural gas living room heater, and it knocked a hole in the cover of it, but it worked fine. And in fact, it worked for like another 2 years after that before yellow light of deathing because of all the dust that choked it. I'm very sure that it was dust because I never blew the dust out. I should have. Now I feel like an idiot, but thumbs up. So yeah, we used to have Papillons, I and my wife. When we were married, we just had her cat. And then when she had her heart surgery, ended up in a nursing home for a while for recovery. we picked up a Papillon for her then. And the Papillons, they're usually, when you see them, they're like maybe this big. They're like little toy type dogs. They've got the they're Papillon because it's butterfly. You know, they're butterfly dogs with their ears that go like this, and then they got a little dangly part, so they look like little butterflies. And so we had, but our Papillon, even though it was a purebred, he was big. He was like, you know, they're normally like this, and he was this. He was a big dog for a Papillon. And so then after that, we wanted to get a dog for our son, and so we got another Papillon. But he didn't want a Papillon. He wanted a big dog, which we, you know, he never said beforehand. So it's only afterward when we found out that that's not the kind of dog that he wanted. But thanks for telling us. Can't read your mind. So we had 2 Papillons, and we had them for about, well, we had Romeo, the first Papillon, for about 10 years. Because it took her, my wife, 10 years to die after her heart surgery. And we had Romeo for about 10. And the other dog was, we called him Jester, because he'd been called Chester before. And it's not important to have the exact name, just something that's, the last part of it is the same. The dog will be okay with the name change. And so we called him Jester. And he was, unfortunately, a really stupid dog, but it wasn't really his fault. He was a rescue dog, and so he'd had abuse when he was earlier when he was younger, and he'd also had kennel cough. And kennel cough can cause brain damage in dogs, and so he was brain damaged, stupid, intensely stupid. I hated that dog, and the dog, who knows what it thought about anybody. It was, I mean, I had to pull the carpet out of the hallway in our old house because he kept peeing in the hall. Couldn't stop him no matter what we did. It destroyed the hall. And it was just, could not figure things out. It's like, don't go in this area. Nope. No matter what you did. So he was an intensely stupid dog, though it wasn't his fault. Though that didn't stop me from not liking him. But on the day that my wife went into her final coma, on the 16th of, what was it, May? Did she die in May? No, I can't even remember the names of the months. No, it was March, because it was just after our anniversary. And she'd gone into her coma and then died 3 days later because it was kidney failure was what finally took her out. We'd been struggling to keep her kidneys alive her entire marriage with me because her body was a mess. I mean, she was taking a massive amount of meds that some of them were like $1,000 a piece. But thank goodness at first for the insurance that we had, and then afterward Medicare, Medicaid. Who even knows if Medicare, Medicaid would do that anymore? It probably would cut her off and she would have died ages ago now because of the changes to Medicare, Medicaid, and just the plain killing of that by the 1%. After all, Trump and family has just been siphoning money out of the government like crazy. I mean, back in the 70s, President Carter got rid of his peanut farm so that there wouldn't even be even a question of impropriety. And there is the emoluments clause in the Constitution that says you can't accept things as president. Presidents have given back swords that were given to them as gifts because they were afraid of being impeached by the emoluments clause in the Constitution. They didn't want to get impeached because accepting that would be improper. Instead, we've got now the president who makes money every time we fire off missiles, funnels everybody over into his hotels to make money. They are just grabbing money like crazy, his entire family out of the treasury, just siphoning up cash. It's insane. So, and while they're doing that, of course, they are cutting huge holes in all of the social safety nets so that there's not going to be any help for anybody that doesn't have money. And the weird thing is, of course, it's only the 1% in the United States. It's like 10, 15 people that have like 75 to 80% of the money. And they keep making it harder and harder on the rest of us. Like eventually, you know, we're not going to rise up and destroy them, crush them and their family. Sure, you've got guns and you've got missiles, but when you've got 200,000 bodies coming at you, it's hard to stop them all. So I don't know. Something's going to change, and it's hopefully not going to be a violent change. But the lives of the 98 and 99% of us here in the United States are bad and being made worse. They've just taken a look at things. I mean, now among all developed nations in the world, the United States has the closest to a third world health care system among every developed nation on the planet. And yet, you know, you've got the government here, the psychopaths in office that are hired, you know, elected to do one thing and then get in and immediately start ruining things for everybody. I don't understand. And you can't change it unless you got money, and you don't have money because it's all being funneled straight up to the 1%. Thumbs up on that. Yeah, I'm thrilled by the fact that I'm poor, and I'm likely going to stay that way, especially since, of course, the way my luck always works, now that my channel's taking off on YouTube, I'm making less money than ever because the ad-pocalypse. I mean, even me, I'm as ad-friendly as you're going to get. I don't swear, I don't do controversial stuff. I don't swear just out of deference to my wife, not because I don't like swearing. I swear like a sailor in normal life. I just don't like to do it on camera, you know. And I don't talk about controversial stuff. I just talk about my own life. I don't talk about the news or anything that's happening out there. And yet a whole bunch of my vlogs have been marked as not advertiser friendly. I'm just sitting here and talking about stuff that happened in my life. So, I mean, the first year and a half, I made a little more, less than $1.50. So, as it is now, off all this stuff, the biggest things that people ever watch are my reactions, and I don't get paid for my reactions. And so it's, if I buy one video game on sale for like 20-30 bucks for the money I make on my channel, then generally that's it. And in fact, I have to use the rest of my money out of my bank account to cover like tax and stuff. So thank you all so much who have donated to my GoFundMe to help me survive. And thank you all my Patreon.com patrons for helping me survive. I mean, this is just, my channel is a hobby and it's therapy because I don't make money off of it. And that's fine. I didn't do it to make money. I didn't do it for fame. I just did it because I needed something to get me out of my head and into the world because I was going to die after the death of my wife. That is why I made my channel. That is why I continue to use my channel with my depression and such, and I'm not recovered even slightly from the death of my wife. I use this channel to keep me healthy, grounded in the world, because without this, I would be just sitting inside my own head and stewing in my own juices, and that ain't good. So thank you all. I don't do this for money. It's nice that people help me survive. That's awesome because I used to go minus 500 in my checking account every single month because I don't make enough. And so thank you. You help. It is incredible. But I will continue to make these even if that dries up and I'm making back to less than $1 a year again. I will never stop making my videos as long as I can. So thumbs up on that. Now what I want to do, my shirt just does not feel comfortable. I don't like tight shirts because of, I'm used to feeling fat. I'm used to being like 280 like pounds, anywhere from 240 to 280. So I'm not used to being thin, but I don't like tight shirts because tight reminds me too much of, hey, I've got a body that I don't want to show off like that. And so I like the bigger shirts, but they don't help. They're elephantine, and that ain't good. But what I'm doing now is opening up the community page of my channel so that I can open up a full 24 hours of comments so I can go through and thank, my lower plate popped loose there, thank 20 to 25 people for leaving me comments, because you get me out of my head and into the world, as I've mentioned, and I would like to thank you for that. So I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments. I'm going to thank 20 to 25 people as a range because I my fibro fog, I'm pretty sure I count like 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, and think I'm going perfect. So now, if I mispronounce your name, no disrespect is intended. I do my best, but I'm an American English speaker. We're terrible at names, and I wouldn't even be able to pronounce my own last name if I didn't know how it's pronounced, and it's German. It's pronounced exactly the way it's spelled. It's easy. So thumbs up on that. And again there. So if you'd like a shout out, and I've got to catch it though, but if you'd like a shout out, just make sure to ask for it, and if I catch it, you will definitely get that shout out. So let's start off with Frost James Hanson with a lot of little extra symbols in there that could not be pronounced even if you wanted to. Thank you very, very much. And Son of a Gun, Hacker Man, thank you. Joseph Brewer, thank you very, very much. And 21 Blurry Faces, thank you very, very much. And yes, of course, I see your comment. I see lots of comments. And Nathan White, thank you very, very much. An O Quicksilver, thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. An Ice Demon, thank you. Greatly appreciated. Jake Reese, thank you very much for the comment. Eric Torres, thank you. Greatly appreciated. And Shrita LD Yusong Elf, I hope I was even close. Thank you very, very much. And Claude 5190, Son of a Gun, good to see you in the comments still. Very, very good. And Justina Aquavita Metz, thank you so very much. Greatly appreciated. And Sandy Germain, thank you very, very much. Caden Tompkins, thank you. And Raging Gamer RG, Son of a Gun, thank you very, very much. And The Buckness, thank you. Greatly appreciated. Reaper Hunter B, heck of a name. Thank you very, very much. And then, well, this one is spelled L-U-E L-O-U, and then a capital E, and then an M. So Louis M? Thank you very, very much. And then there's Andrew Petticone. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And Elia Kendall. Thank you. And Stoned Martian. Thank you very much. Very cool name. Greatly appreciated. And Mika Mach 5, Son of a Gun. Good to see you in the comment section. Good to see you anytime, Son of a Gun. And Tobias Vector, I would say Vector, but it's W-A-E-C-H-T-E-R, probably close to like Vector, but that's the way it goes. And then last but not least, Lord Sparrows. Thank you so very, very much. Whoops, I got my finger caught on that. I am so clumsy sometimes. Hopefully I haven't destroyed everything. Uh-oh, especially since I forgot to do a sound check. I've probably got nearly 20 minutes here and there's no sound at all. Oh boy, I sure hate to think that that's going to happen, but I bet it is. Well, on that one, let's just hope that it's not. Otherwise, hopefully I'm going to be able to boost the volume. We'll see. But I would like to give greetings to everybody. I'd like to greet people in their home languages. If you'd like to hear a greeting in your home language, if you could tell me how to say hello and good morning down in the comments, that would be awesome, and I will definitely add it onto the list. So I say, Bom dia, dia did, dia guet, buenos dias, buna de manata, Ohio, labrid, lamas ritas, kamusta, bongiorno, terrahomakost, yoragelt, bari luz, ni hao, kalimera, bonjour, matenva, Bareda, Bokertov, Ahanyo Aseo, Mesa Oheli, Jean Dobry, Labdien, Dobre Otro, Dobre Rano, Privyet, Merhaba, Gomorgan, Godmorgan, and of course before then have the crack. Good food, good drink with good friends. Doesn't have to be an alcoholic beverage, doesn't have to be crack cocaine on a table, doesn't have to be a crack whore spreading her thighs for you. No, no, no. The crack. Good food, good drink with good friends. And now at 19 minutes and change, I just gotta quickly say, if you could check out some of my links down there, that would be awesome. You just click on show more, they open right up. My thanks to all who have donated to my GoFundMe, and my thanks especially to all my Patreon.com patrons. Sorry about all that. And if you could toss me a like, that would be awesome. I do appreciate all the positive validations I can get for my existence. A definite thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that too would be awesome. But only if you're down with it, of course. Pity subscriptions, not needed, not wanted. They don't help me. They don't help you. They don't help anybody. But if you are down with it, then hope to keep you as a subscriber forever and ever and ever. Hey, hey, what do you say? I don't even know. I rarely say that, but when I do, it always catches me by surprise. I have a reaction video coming up, a game video coming up, so I hope you have a very good day, and I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very, very, very good thing, my friend.